Welcome to Sail More. Oh my god, I actually just came up with that like that very split second because I saw the boat moving by. Welcome to Sail More, everybody. We are out here fishing lobbies, and we have a fun little Say More episode planned for you guys with some banger questions, and also happy sailing because this is dropping right before the absolute release of it. Where did Sin just go? What happened?
She waited until the podcast started, and she muted her mic and tellied away.
She just did the
shit, sorry, I was muted.
She hates us, man. So messed up.
No, when you said fishing lobbies, I was like, oh, maybe I should go get a lobster pot.
Yes. Oh my god, please power fish lobbies right now. I straight up was like, she just abandoned us, like muted and everything. Just like she's out. She was like, sail more is the dumbest thing you guys have ever said. Like, I'm out of here. Sorry.
All right, I guess we're doing Mancast today.
Yeah. But yeah, how are you guys all doing? It's been a week.
I give the same answer every time. I'm just hungover.
We're doing all right
because it's always Saturday.
Yeah, it's always Saturday. It's a good day to be alive, you know. Ideally not working on a Saturday would be great. So I think most people are just chilling. Yeah. Wait, do you work on Saturdays?
We're working 7/10s right now, so yeah, it's brutal, but hopefully just a couple more weeks and we'll get this goddamn casino opened so we can start destroying our city.
Lock in, King. You got this, man. I believe in you.
What do we think about this little boat that's going past us?
It's moving so smoothly.
It is.
Like,
yeah.
And then all of a sudden
like
it
has
just
wheels.
speeds up. Yeah.
It just hits a rotate.
Does it only move on these? Does it only move on these darker blue tiles? Is that like the ocean highway?
No.
That's what I was thinking.
Right?
Nah, there's no way. It's got to be the same speed everywhere.
Water?
Right?
Has this channel always been like this? Like, have we always been able to see across the ocean?
I don't. Yeah, probably.
No, actually.
Probably.
Is that dock over there new?
I mean, absolutely not on like a classic vanilla client, but
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
GPU,
I think that's why.
But when have you ever stepped on this dock one singular time in the last decade?
Like never.
Literally.
Only
for Gilmore Games, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, Sinferna never. Oh yeah. She was here for that. Yeah, nobody saw it though. Actually, maybe they did. Did they actually see the gameplay footage of you like ending up over here and just getting like hella confused?
Dude, honestly, I was so traumatized by that moment. I think like I don't even remember. I don't even remember if Sue put it in. I think he did.
We block it out.
Yeah, literally.
It's probably for the best. I don't know where we were just saying. You guys, well, Sinferna's drunk. Ubaru, or hungover. I'm probably drunk too now. Ubaru,
yeah, we gotta make the distinction. Not drinking on the job, guys.
She's both hungover and drunk. It's the cure. You just get more drunk. That cures a hangover.
That's tech.
But yeah, Ubaru, what did you say? I already missed it. You were just saying good old Saturday, good day to be alive.
Just good day to be alive. You know, not doing much. Just been enjoying the day. I'm excited for sailing. Really hope it's not going to take a really long time to grind it, but because I want to do like the sailing in one go thing to remax again. And I also had to do the 100 KC at Temperos for the level 90 crewmaster guy on my other account, just in case I want to remax my alt, which I probably won't do because that's some nerd shit. But I don't know, just leaving the opportunity there if it's not too bad. But yeah, I'm excited for sailing, just hanging out, sipping a coffee, enjoying my night.
Very nice. Cool. Trey?
Yeah, I mean, my life is work right now, but the less said about that, the better. But yeah, the week before like a big content drop is so weird. Like I log on and it's like I don't want to commit to any grinds, you know? Like I'm like it's just kind of stalling, and I'm going in blind, so I'm not like looking at like prep sheets and stuff. So I'm kind of just like doing a little bit of everything. I got 99 wood cutting yesterday, just like kind of ticking off little things, cleaning my bank, you know. It's like I just want to be here now. But I'll once again, it's just the worst timing for me with work right now. So I will be like sending 2-hour streams every night just to try to get some sailing in when it comes out. I'm very, very excited. Got the name change, got the character change. I got my Yes.
Very
Crazy
fitting.
name,
my,
by the way. Crazy
my
name.
I got my semen arc ready. So
Now we definitely know
It's
what
immersive.
you're grinding. If
Yes.
yeah, so very,
yeah, it's
very
gonna,
exciting.
yeah, it's gonna be I've been edging for so long, waiting for sailing. It will be a blob by the time it gets here.
Hell yeah, very nice. Well, I got 99 Slayer. That's why I'm flexing it. I got that this
Hell
week.
yeah.
And I got a singular Hellhound task from level 89 until 99. I had a singular Hellhound task, and I ended up getting a Primordial Crystal as my only unique that task, and I am happy. You can barely see him, though,
Hell
because my
yeah.
boots are fucking sinking in the ground. So,
Yeah,
I saw that
GPU
clip on
plugin,
PE.
not the best.
also going along with what Trey was saying, when sailing does drop, I'm going to have like 2 days to actually play it, and then I'm going out to Denver for 12 days, and the only bit of sailing I'm going to really be getting is on mobile, and I'm going to be like passenger Prince in the GF's car, and I think I'm going to have her phone and my phone like on my lap, just like salvaging AFKing. So hopefully in like 12 days, I put in just enough work to get us to maybe like level 60 or 70. Why is it always 6 or 7? I swear to God, like I say these things and it just ends up
7.
happening. But like hopefully we'll get to like a decent level by the time our little vacation's over, and then we'll have kind of like sailing a little bit more opened up and we can actually play it.
Some advice for the single people out there: if if you're getting kind of serious with a partner and you think it's going to turn into something big, make sure you drive really bad with them, because my wife hates my driving, and so every road trip she drives the whole way, and I play RuneScape. So just get that in early, to where they're like, I just more comfortable if I'm driving, and you're like, cool, I'll be playing RuneScape on this road
Trey
trip.
is a passenger princess.
I
Aw.
absolutely am.
With sailing on the ocean horizon, what is your favorite memory from doing any form of day one content?
When Desert Treasure 2 came out was my best memory. I had a completely organic sick day. I woke up and I felt awful, and I called in sick, and then I was like, "Wait, what day is it? Oh, it's Desert Treasure 2 release day." And amazingly, I felt a lot better after that. Um, and yeah, I just got on my computer and I sat there for 12 hours, and it took me 12 hours to beat Desert Treasure 2, and it was just the coolest experience. I've never, always I'll try to stop saying this, but just working and stuff. It's just I've never been able to just get up and spend the whole day on day one content, and so that was a really unique experience. I was like in Discord, and it was like 5 of my friends were in there, and it was like, oh, and the cool thing about Desert Treasure 2 is you just immediately have this 4-way split, and so it was like some people went to Vardorvis first and all that kind of stuff, and I went to Whisperer first, and I think that was 6 of my 12 hours was trying to get my first Whisperer kill. It was so bad until finally somebody lent me some better gear. But and by that time the wiki had like the like skeleton of an outline of what you could do for the other bosses. And so just like being there looking at other streams of like where people were and how they were beating the bosses, and just that like very, very early emergent meta for each of the bosses was such a cool experience, and it will always be a special quest to me for that reason.
I'm kind of split between two. It's either Fasani's update, which was great, but I think I feel like I just talk way too much about that, so I'm gonna actually go with a secondary one, which was Hardcore Iron Man release. That I was looking forward to that shit for like a month at least. I think as soon as they announced it, I remember wanting to experience Iron Man mode, but I was always like, oh, this is going to be way too hard. But just knowing it was going to be a fresh experience and the high scores are going to be brand new, it got me super excited. So that first day, I think I put in like 21 hours just like in my bed on my laptop at home, because I was working just a really crappy job at Target, or it was at a distribution center. It was just like horrible, but I had 4 days off, and I was going to take off that next weekend, just say I was sick or something, just to play more hardcore release. But I just remember day one, I was just jumping around streams. I was watching Foe, and I was watching, I believe, Say Aloe at the time. He was like rank 1 normal Iron Man at the time, gaming, and Wim or Lowlander, he was streaming. Just like all these guys were just streaming hardcore release, and I felt like a part of this brand new game mode. And I just remember grinding it so hard, having no real clue what I was doing, but just going super ham on it and just loving every freaking second of it. And I think for those first 3 days, I was putting in like 20-ish hours like a day. And then I think day 4 is when I actually just like slept for a full day because I was so beat down, like so tired. And it was just wonderful. Just wonderful time.
I love that. For me, I have 2 pretty memorable ones. So you're not gonna like this one, Sater, but Nightmare Release. It was like it was like pretty fun because that was my first. I think that was one of my first boss releases after I feel like I started becoming like pretty proficient at like PVMing. It was my first time attempting to alt. Sorry, keyword attempting. It's attempting to alt for myself, and I don't know. I just felt like such a Giga Chad gamer. It was so much fun, like just grinding that shit with all of my other friends during because I was like at the start of very start of COVID as well, I think, or like around that time. So yeah, so that was really fun. And then I also next release was also so much fun. It was such a shit show. Do you guys remember day 1 next release? Like people were like camping, like T-bowing the boss with full ansi on to avoid to avoid the fucking cough and shit. It was so fun.
Oh wow.
The virus.
Very, very fun times. Yeah, that would be it for me.
My favorite day 1 content was Chambers of Xeric launch because it was the first raid in the game. And I was still like a noob. Like I was not good at all by PVM metrics. So I basically was just like the +1 in the 100-man raid where they were testing stuff. And I was just like fishing and like trying to learn how to even do anything. And just seeing everybody fail over and over again, trying to understand how Ulm even works and just going in there and dying over and over and prepping and dying and prepping until like they got 6-hour logged was just like, it was a complete nightmare of like a first run. And just, it was honestly just awesome because nothing was like solved immediately. Either that or the TOA drop because we tried to do it with no invocation buff where like you put it on entry mode. So we tried to do it like a basic 150, but in like an 8-man, and it was just like pure chaos. Like especially during the Akka room, like just completely over like explaining and over like theorizing everything about the hourglasses and where you need to stand, and it's just not at all how it was. So it's just super fun to try and like figure that stuff out yourself without looking at other streams or like proven examples, and just like trying to do day 1 content once you have like somewhat decent gear is really fun.
Who will be the first player to reach 99 sailing?
Surely one of like the skillers, right? They're gonna go hard probably, but I don't know which skiller it would be. I feel like they're all, I don't know, all pretty proficient.
I don't even think it needs to be a skiller. I think the skillers will definitely obviously get 200 mil first. I honestly think it's just going to be some. I mean, it could be
someone like Port or some shit.
Yeah. That's actually that's a great answer actually. Port Khazard.
I could see that. I was thinking of him, but yeah.
I was gonna ask, do you think it's gonna be like a content creator or just some guy who's just sitting in his room like alone that nobody knows about who gets it first, just grinding?
I can see it being a content creator, low key. To
content
99.
creator, maybe one of the summit guys.
Yeah.
Like the people who are in the summit. Those guys go like pretty hard on like day 1 releases and stuff, trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
Because I think it's gonna be Hebox probably. If not, I mean, it could just be another person, just like that we don't know about, or just like a guy who's a skiller who's not as in like the public eye. But sorry, what were you gonna say, Sater?
I'm imagining the skill will be done within 100 hours. So I'm thinking within 4 days, somebody will have 99 sailing. I think what it takes is somebody in a Discord that is having a bunch of stuff shared with them, like all the tech, all the secret stuff that they don't want leaked, of like little discoveries they've come up with that's giving them just like some crazy XP rate for no reason. And honestly, I think it might even be some just really rich guy that just has a bunch of money, because I'm imagining there's going to be some way to just like destroy and then rebuild your boat, rebuild your boat with like some dragon sheets or some fucking crazy stuff, and it's and it's just going to be some crazy cracked XP per hour that nobody can afford, and people are just funneling money to like one account to like, I don't know, get the world first or something.
I could definitely see that. Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be someone like rich and just in the loop about like you said, just like secret metas or whatever, like figuring shit out, you know.
Well, and the reason I feel like it won't be a content creator is because if they're like streaming and stuff, people know it's them playing and they have to sleep. But like, I feel like the first 99, just like it was with like probably most skills, but I know construction for sure was 2 people who were like sleeping in shifts and like account sharing so that that account would never log off. So I mean, unless a content creator is staying up for 100 hours straight, which I mean, shit, they probably will. That's where I think it's going to just be some no name who's like 3 different people on the same account.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I also think maybe 100 hours is an overestimate. Maybe it'll be 50 hours. Maybe somebody finds a method that's actually like 200 or 300k XP an hour that they can just fly through it in 40 to 50 hours. Like, again, like I just have no idea, and I don't know if they're even gonna allow that sort of viable route to be an option to some degree, and like how much more extreme will it be? If you're getting sailing XP for just destroying things and rebuilding it and getting like some crazy XP drop, like that'll just completely shift everything. It'll make it feel like the first person to 99. Like nobody's gonna care if there's a method that's just money and just sinking it in for like 20 hours.
You know, like in the POH where like you can like build and like destroy stuff. I think there will end up being some like low level kind of like what's the one that Iron Men do, like the teak rack or whatever in their house. I feel like there's gonna be something like that
or something.
Yeah, where they do the myth cape rack where it'll be like a best like bang for your buck, but like shitty XP per hour. I could see something like that happening. I don't really know. I think in terms of like what I will probably be doing is because you do get sailing XP when you do sail around, but I don't know if it scales with your level to make it like where it's worth it to actually just like be actively sailing while you're doing other stuff. Because I know Hebox was doing like the 3-tick salvaging stuff with like the knife log, and that seems like it'll probably be the best XP per hour until like something else gets solved like that. But I'll probably be doing a mix of everything just because I'm trying to go for 99 in like a week or whatever it is. So.
And Husky has said on some of the like Q&As that it's very important for you to like upgrade your ship as soon as you can, because it's just like everything is so meaningful that you just hitting like level 40, for example, and then be like, all right, I'm good, I'm just gonna go salvage now. It's gonna like be so much slower than if like every few levels you're just getting the exact upgrades you need. Apparently it's gonna speed everything up like drastically. So he was just saying his number one tip is like, whenever you get a new level and you can make an upgrade to anything, like a thing on your ship or just your ship in general, do it immediately, because it's going to massively like increase XP per hour. Also, I just realized we can all barehand fish this stuff, so I decided
I know.
It's cute.
I was gonna like, I don't know. I think it's more nostalgic to do the lobsters.
Yeah, you keep doing that. I'm gonna dig my hand into
Wow. Dude. Nothing wrong with lobsters.
No, there isn't. In fact, I think I was in like a Coxie stream and he was saying something about this 2-tick fishing method is actually really bad for the pet, and it was just not really known. And apparently like AFKing anglerfish and even like 2-ticking lobsters is actually better for the pet. So, but you already have the pet. Is that your pet, Sin?
No, that's not mine. I think that is
mine.
Oops. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, and I got mine on like what was it, like barb fishing or something? I think I got it like 50 on this account when it was a hardcore. So hell yeah. So
to reiterate real quick, let's say we have to choose a name for 99 sailing. I would say Sinferna can lock in Port Khazard if you want. I think that's a really good name, honestly.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go, and it sounds like Ubaru, you're going with Hebox?
Yeah, Hebox Chong.
That was a perfect pronunciation of it as well. I'm gonna
Oh.
go with.
Hell yeah.
I literally got like Hebox on and I was like, welcome to the Sae Bae cast with Hebox. And he's like, and then I was like, oh fuck, no, that's not actually your name. It's like a Boxyuang or something, like something crazy. I don't know. Is it Dutch?
According to
Maybe.
Reddit, it says, of course he is Dutch. So shout out to Reddit, y'all. Let's go.
Oh,
I'm dead.
well, there you go. I'm going to say Solo Mission.
Okay.
Just as a name, because I feel like if there is some way to rinse the bank to do it, he could do it just for a title just for a like an amazing title and thumbnail.
Rank
you know?
1 sailing. He's like 65.
Yeah.
He's the first person that wants to read logs.
Yeah.
And he farms it for 4 videos like the goat he is.
I'm gonna throw that name. What about you, Trey?
My answer is Thruple and Indiana, who are all playing the same account.
Some random, thruple playing.
Beautiful. All right. These 2 questions are from Bitter Bitch. And she asks,
My goat. I love you.
No, better.
Shout out, Bitter.
Shout out. If you could redo a quest for the first time, what would it be and why? I am going to just answer that right now and not let you guys answer it yet until I answer until I ask the second question. But I'm going to say absolutely none of them. I don't want to redo any quest. I just want to get on with my gains. The second question is, and if you could get rid of any quest or quest line, what would it be and why? Oh man, the quest line that's the worst. Here, I'll let you guys go ahead while I think for a second about the full quest line that I'd get removed.
What I would get removed is one small favor. Like it's theoretically it's a cool concept, but actually have it like it's an abomination of a quest to actually have to fucking do. And like holy fuck. Like it's so annoying. Even with Quest Helper, man. No, actually no, I've never done it with Quest Helper. Maybe it's not as bad with Quest Helper, but I remember like the last couple of times I've ever done it has always been following like YouTube guides like Slayer music or some shit. Anyway, okay, and then the quest that I would redo honestly would be the original experience of doing and completing Dragon Slayer. Like when I didn't know how the combat triangle worked.
Okay.
And so I was fighting Elvarg of Evlarg Elvarg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elvarg.
Yeah, you
I
got
was
it.
fighting yeah. So I was fighting Elvarg with a with full adamant armor on. Like I had no idea how the fucking combat triangle worked and shit. And it felt like it was so hard. And obviously that's because I was taking so much damage because I was wearing fucking armor or like, melee armor. But yeah, so it felt like such an epic fight just because I was like putting myself at one of the biggest disadvantages possible. And I remember after finishing it and then going to like buy my like rune a plate body, it was just like, oh my god. I was on cloud 9 for like a month after that.
So if I could redo a quest for the first time, it would be one small favor.
What?
So it's one small favor is my favorite quest from a like conceptual standpoint. I just think it's so dumb and so funny, and it's the quest where you are the most aligned with your in-game character because both of you are going like, wait, what? This is still going, and then like you're like. Just like your character, you're trying to figure out like, wait, so I got to give this to you. And yeah, so doing it for the first time, imagining just like the very first time I did it back in the day where you like have to start writing down who you're returning stuff to. It's so miserable in the like dumbest fun way. I mean, this question, I feel like this question has to like take place in like an alternate reality because like Sater said, yes, I don't want to do any quests because it's holding up my gains. But yes, if I could just freeze time and do one quest like completely unguided, that one, there's just something about it that is very, very nostalgic for me and I love it. And in another nostalgic quest that I never want to do again, but you always have to do that I would get rid of is Underground Pass. I mean, come on, it is so miserable to do. Even with Quest Helper, it is so miserable. And luckily, we've gotten past the days where you get all the way to the end and forget one item or something, but you still have, because you do it, you usually do it when you're pretty low level. And so I feel like I've never had an account where I've done it all in one go. You run out of food or something and have to tele out, and then you go back and forget your bow, and it goes on and on. And yeah, underground passes, and you have to go back through for regicide. So I can't say I'd get rid of the whole quest line, because that would include Song of the Elves, which is one of the best quests and best area unlocks in the whole game. But I would take out underground pass.
Funny you say that,
Yeah.
because that would be the quest I would pick as my favorite if I had to do it day one.
Just keeps getting deeper.
We got a whole chain going on here.
Yeah.
I just think Underground Pass is one of the most like iconic RuneScape quests, especially when you think about like difficulty. And like, if you were to go into that day one having no idea what items to bring, you'd probably go through like 50 times. And like, yes, it's some CBT. Like, it's not going to be fun. It's a complete challenge. But at the same time, like when I think of like my favorite iconic quests, it would have to be that or Monkey Madness 1. Just had like not knowing anything what to bring, like going through multiple
God.
times, like having like such a horrible experience of like, do I gotta pray, like getting hit by the monkey guards there? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think probably those two, like I'm picking two choices, but I think those are the two most iconic for me. And if I had to delete a complete quest line, it would be Rag and Bone Man 1 and 2, because those are the most like useless quests where you just have to go
Yeah.
kill one thing of everything in the game. And there's nothing really of purpose other than getting the bone sack. And yeah, I just don't think it really serves that much of a purpose. It's just like a miscellaneous quest. And yeah,
So
No,
I'm
that's what I would take out.
gonna
You gotta wait
say,
for part 3 when it all comes together.
yeah, yeah, you'll love it at that point. I think my actual favorite quest is probably Rag and Bone Man 1 and 2. And my least, and the thing I'd want deleted is Dragon Slayer 1. I completed the chain. I completed it. It's an infinite loop of just.
This is fucked
yeah.
up, man.
That's
no.
crazy.
No, Rag and Bone Man kind of sucks. But I think the worst thing is the fact that you need to world hop every single like lighting of the bones on the little pit. Like you need to world hop just so like it goes faster. Like you just have to sit there for like 40 seconds or whatever it takes. But I wanted to answer that second question of like what would I get rid of, and I wanted to sort of change it because I honestly don't know what questline I would delete. One that I would absolutely keep though is the Mauritania questline. I actually, now that I was thinking about it, as a like the first time I went through Darkness of Hallowvale, or wait, Darkness, is that the one where you go through Mire Ditch? What's the one where you go through Mire Ditch for the first time? Is that Darkness of Hallowvale?
I think that's it.
I think so. Yeah.
That one without any like object markers or like agility traps or anything, like just right clicking around and being like, where can I move? And then like you can literally right click across the ledge that you want to jump to, but it doesn't let you because you have to click the one closer to you to get yourself to jump. I just remember it being a total headache, but I just found the whole place like this dark theme that is actually just really fitting for Old School, and it just feels like just a nightmare of a place. But I think for the Old School graphics, they really captured how like rotten of a place that is, and just dark and tyrannical it feels. So
Yeah,
It is a very cool
I
spot.
also that part, I don't remember which of the quests it is, but the part where you rebuild Burr-de-Rot and you like unlock a bank and you like build a general store and it become that part. That's one of my favorite things in any RuneScape quest.
What do you guys think is like the most like iconic RuneScape quest?
I mean, it has to be Dragon Slayer.
I think
right? I mean,
Ubaru to some degree. Underground Pass, for some reason, that I feel like that actually almost surpasses Dragon Slayer 1. I think partly
Really?
because it's like a members one. Dragon Slayer 1 you could do on free to play, and it was just like, that's kind of like getting you into questing. But I feel like genuinely like the most iconic was, it might even be Monkey Madness 1, but I think Underground Pass truly just has this like, whoa, everybody talks about that being like horrible.
That's like if you did it back in the day, like you were the goat, like because most people like would not go through.
I feel like
pain
it was
and torture.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Monkey Madness was more like iconic for being difficult back then. No?
Yeah, I mean, you
I
might
would
be
agree.
right. It's a good argument, especially because you get the Dragon Scimitar, and that was super coveted.
Dude, I could not avoid those freaking monkeys for like the life of me. Like I was just like it was such a hard quest. I'm pretty sure I ended up like getting like my IRL friend to come over and do it for me or something.
Reported.
I feel like if you were gonna like define iconic as how many people who don't play RuneScape but just know through cultural osmosis, that's why I
Yeah,
think Dragon Slayer, because I
Mm,
for
feel like that
sure.
would be the
mhm.
most likely that, oh yeah, you like have to kill that green dragon or something. Or people who
Mm.
played in 2007 would be their most, their memory from it. But
Yeah, that was like the goat quest back then. Cause that was before Monkey Madness as well, right?
well, there were people
I
like me
can't
back
remember.
then who
It had
thought you
to.
had to like earn membership by getting to a high, like I thought I had to beat all the free to play quests before I could be a member. So I like
Mm.
had to beat Dragon Slayer. So it's this big goal for way too long.
Oh, I wanted to kind of expand just briefly. What do you think is the hardest quest to go through blind? Like if you absolutely just knew nothing about what was happening and there is no way to look at guides, what do you think would give you the most trouble? I think in my head it comes down to Dragon Slayer 2, Song of the Elves, and Desert Treasure 2. Song of the Elves, that light puzzle is completely like over my brain capacity. I cannot understand what the heck is going on. And I feel like having to do that blind, I would just be so miserable. And then Desert Treasure 2, of course, just feels very difficult, especially the Whisperer area. I think that would have given me a ton of trouble doing that blind.
It was
What's
really
the
fun blind.
quest? What's the quest that was like before Song of the Elves? Like
Morning's
it's
The
End
light
Part 2.
puzzle?
Morning's End. That was
Yeah.
another really notorious one for being like hard back in the day, I
Mm.
remember. And I think yeah, that would yeah, like back in the day that probably would have been like one of the hardest ones I think to complete blind. But now, yeah, I agree like something like Song of the Elves where it's just like a really intricate puzzle or like you have to like I don't know, just you know what I mean? I think something like that.
It definitely depends on the person, I would say, because if you're naturally good at like kind of seeing PVM and learning PVM, then I would say Song of the Elves is the hardest because of the light puzzle. But if you're not intuitive with PVM, then Desert Treasure 2 is brutal. Learning all those new
Mm,
bosses and boss mechanics, and like,
Yeah.
from personal
yeah.
experience, I had to have other people explain it to me because could not figure out these boss mechanics, and then I would die and have to
Yeah.
run all the way back, and then I would make the same mistake again.
For me, I would say Desert Treasure 2 would be the hardest to do blind. Like, I was doing it day 1, and I was following in the footsteps behind other people, and that area for Whisperer, just, like, doing the questing for it, I felt like I was smashing my head against the wall just because I had like, was getting lost, and, like, there was that whole mechanic with the shadows where you had to click the strange device or whatever to go into the underworld, and, like, there are so many, like, time-based things that, like, I guess if you looked at it logically versus trying to, like, follow, like, what other people were doing or, like, following a guide, like, it'd be easier to intuitively just pay attention, but I felt like the first day, I definitely was trying to, like, rush to get to the content, so it definitely felt like a whole game of catch up plus, like like, just, like, trying to get to, like, the bossing because that's what I was most excited about, and I definitely got stuck there for hours and hours, and it was kind of embarrassing, but also, like, I mean, that's first day content, like, it's gonna take forever for you to do it because there's no guides written. There's very loose guides written for, like, half of the quest by the time you're, like, almost at the end. So, um
Well, and don't sleep on the Leviathan puzzle area too. That there's all those little puzzles before Leviathan.
True. Yeah, that did take a while. Yeah, so I mean, that's just day 1 content at the end of it, like, it will always be a challenge until people, like, figure it out, but, like, the more puzzles that are in a quest, obviously, the harder it'll be. Um, I think they've been doing a lot of those, like, puzzles where they put it's kind of like the, like, time or it's the combination lock on, like, a lot of stuff, like, they did that for the Fremenic, Isles quest, I think, or the new one that came out for
Exiles.
the new or Exiles, yes, where it's like I think that one was, like, not necessarily that hard, but, like, like, some people were getting stuck on that for a second, and then I think they've just been carrying that on, so it's not as, like, intrusive for, like, an intermediate quest versus a Grandmaster one where you need to go through, like, huge mazes or huge puzzles or whatever it is.
Where was your favorite spot to hang out in Gillinor as a kid?
Um,
I do love this question, by the way, Sid. It's great.
yay! Okay, good, I'm glad.
Is yours
So
Varric?
Yeah, yes, Varric.
Sorry,
I love
Varric.
me some Varric. I think like honestly, I probably spent more time in Varric than I did outside as a child. And like
Very ghettos.
I mentioned this in like earlier podcast too, but truly my driving force, my light and joy in this game was fashionscape. Like that's like the reason I did anything is just to be able to like dress up my character and stuff. And so there was like this part of Varric, like there in front of the castle, like there was this section of people and it was pretty much in like every world almost, like all the really like major worlds. But I think the world in particular I was always in was World 17 because that was like the main Canadian world. And so everyone would stand in front of Varick Castle wearing like their best fashionscape and like I don't know, people would just be talking on like MSN and like Skype and shit. And, like it was like that was like my vibe. That was my jam. Those were like the type of people I used to hang out with back in the day. And people would have like party hats and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. It was fun. I don't know. So lame, but yeah.
This is kind of a cop-out answer to some degree, but not really. Mine was definitely hanging out in people's POHs. I would get 1 hour of computer time most days unless I could like convince my mom to just let me play all day on the weekend. But yeah, going to a sort of role play type POH and have an experience there was like peak RuneScape for me because, for example, people used to run like hotels as a POH. You'd be like, hotel, you know, this name, typed in this name in the clan or in the little house portal, and you'll go there. And then there'd be like a little hotel with like little rooms and stuff. And like I would go there and I would be like, hey, I want to be hired. Like, can you hire me? And I'll be like a freaking servant. And they're like, yeah. And then they'd like pay me. They'd like pay me like a little bit of money. Like I would just full on role play, and I'd like go to the rooms, be like room service, like what do you want and stuff. And they'd just play along totally. Like everybody was so freaking cute back then. And I would like go over and like make the little drinks or whatever. And this person like really helped me like figure out how to make drinks like in the kitchen area. Like, cause this guy had a fully pimped out house in the kitchen. You could like just grab like beer glasses and like fill them up with different ales and things. And I remember thinking like, man, if my parents like see me right now, like serving people alcohol, they're going to freak out. Like this is like such an adult game. You know what I mean? But beyond the, like the hotel, like role play ones, there'd be like, the sort of e-daters that were at the throne room, and so they'd be sitting on the throne and I'd be the fucking clown pulling the lever on the little trap door in the middle of the room, and I would just be like sitting there, and you know how like people could like run across it and kind of play chicken. I'd be that dude like pulling the lever, like being a total menace. And I was so newbie, and I'd even be like the sort of pathetic money beggar that would just like go and be like, please give money. I start dancing and stuff in the middle of the room, and then somebody would give me some donations, you know. Like, it was just so freaking fun doing that stuff. I met so many cool people that like I was friends with for weeks.
That I was friends with for weeks. Nah, I know we all used to do like so much like shit like that. Everyone's just like role playing and shit all the time. Yeah,
So fun.
it's so fun.
I wish that people respected the role playing world. And like
That's fair.
that was I wish it was like a sacred world where like everybody on that world's in character, because every time you hop there, it's no different than any other world.
I would love if you know people did respect that, and like, you know, I think roleplay, especially in RuneScape, like there definitely is no representation for it anymore. It's very rare.
Yeah.
And like people do like Grand Theft Auto roleplay and stuff like that. It's like very much like a common thing. Like people do it on Twitch, especially. I would honestly say probably in Varrock, probably the West Bank, for two reasons. Bank sales back in the day, just like making people waste their time when I had no money and just putting their whole bank in their inventory for me to look at. Stuff that I'd never have was really cool. And always just like, I think it was West and East, they had those like gates up on the top floor and in the bottom. And it was always like a thing where it was like they were dangling a carrot in front of me, like, ooh, you want this, you know, ruby ring inside of this gate? You know? I don't know. It's just like as a kid, like it was like I always wanted to be in locations that I was just like not allowed to be in. And it was always like oh man, what if I got behind there and I got rich as shit? Like just because I could pick up all this stuff because I was a complete noob. And Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's why I liked Varrock the most because it kind of like that and like the whole like Draenor bank thing with the wise old man or like he stole the party hat lore and all that stuff. Like it's always like the you can get rich type of mentality when you're a kid. It kind of
Yeah.
like blows your mind.
Totally.
So I always like that.
I think I said last week when we were talking about the music, I was talking about Al Kharid, and that was and I'm thinking back now, and it's kind of a weird answer, but it's true that my favorite place to hang out was Al Kharid. I just something about it I loved the music there. Loved scimitars. I thought scimitars were so cool, and it just so happened that they were also the best, of different standard weapons. And so, I would and it's crazy that it took me so long to start an Iron Man because I was always an Iron Man as a kid. Like I never traded with people, but I would, load up on leather, go to Al Kharid, tan my leather, put it in my bank, then I would go mine in Al Kharid and smith it at the furnace and stuff. And that was, I don't know, something about it. It was my favorite spot as a kid. Very, very nostalgic area for me.
Final question today. We are going to be taking bets. Will there be a rollback on the launch of Sailing? Yes or no? It could be even a 5-minute rollback, something crazy, but most likely if it is a rollback, it'll be hours rolled back. I asked this question to Eevescape on the last Sae Bae cast I just recorded, and it was interesting. So I want to get your guys' answers first before I say mine. I think I have a little bit more nuanced answer.
Okay. I feel like yes. I feel like anytime they come out with new content, especially I wouldn't say like Sailing is rushed, but I think they were testing it at like RuneFest earlier this year and stuff. And I've heard a lot of people say like even then, like it didn't necessarily feel like the most fluid. But I think there will be some kind of exploit or glitch or GP dupe or something that will happen, especially because there's like a new POH instance. There's all this stuff that could possibly be interacted with and like could be exploited if they like because I mean I think the dev team when they QA stuff like it's good to have people come in especially when they have NDAs like the players but I don't think like they're going into like bug test it like that, you know what I mean? Like I think they find out all the bugs through beta testing, which is basically just us playing most of the time. And like I mean look at like the twisted bow spawn that happened with the farming guild and that was just like one spot in the game, you know what I mean? This is a whole skill that's going to come out and like revolutionize how we interact with the game and like sail in the ocean. So I do think there will be a rollback. I don't know how severe it'll be. Hopefully it's not a horrible one. Like if somebody gets like the pet or something early, and then we'd hear people talking about it on Reddit, getting rolled back. But I think there will be probably at some point. Hopefully not, but I think there will be.
I'm thinking about this question in terms of I think if somebody is able to find a way to get, I'm gonna say 750K an hour is what would cause a rollback. I think if like because I think they're really focused on that first 99, and there's so many eyes on it. I think if there's an exploit that people find and like to break the game that would get an unfair XP per hour, I think that's something that would cause a rollback. And I don't know what that number is, if it's like 1 mil an hour, like just some crazy glitch they're able to exploit. But I'll say if somebody breaks 750K an hour XP, they will roll back.
Yeah, I feel like knowing Jagex at this point, it is gonna end up being like an infinite like amount of scythes or something that are just randomly spawned around the game or some shit like some crazy shit. It's always like some absolutely insane shit that happens on like day ones. Like I think the chance of there not being a rollback or some sort of major glitch is less likely than than the opposite. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like it's such a wild card. Like you really really never know. But yeah, I think it could also be something like Trey said, where it's just like some like game breaking like method or something that people are able to use to like get to 99 or whatever.
Yeah, it'd be really sad if the first 99 was kind of like Sepulcher, where like the world
Yeah,
record is something that can never be achieved because it's like a bug that they patched.
yeah, that would be lame.
All right, here is my nuanced answer after discussing it with Eevescape for a little bit.
Okay.
And let me
Here's
know if
the right answer.
Yeah, let me know if I'm accurate on this. I'd like to hear your feedback
Alright.
afterward. But think about this.
Mhm.
I am saying no on that there will be a rollback. And the reason is that even if things go to absolute shit, I think the team is going to be so locked in on any little thing that's happening that instead of ever doing a rollback, they'll just try to hotfix it immediately, or do a sort of like, if like the worst case scenario would be them like logging everybody out and not actually resetting anybody, not even having a rollback, but just like pausing it to some degree if they need to have like a cold fix. But what I can't see is an actual rollback. And the reason is because there's going to be hundreds of thousands of players playing. And if it's just a handful of people that are getting some crazy XP rates, I think in their mind, they see it as that getting hot fixed is, even though it'll be unfair and some people might get 99 faster, if it, like, for example, if they catch people kind of like bug abusing to some degree, they would just ban them. But if it feels like it's almost intentional, but it's just some glitch, I could see them just kind of letting it roll and just having a hot fix, because I feel like the detriment of a rollback would be so bad if the entire community realized they just grinded for 5 hours or whatever and then it's all erased. I think the absolute impact of like hundreds of thousands of players screaming that they just lost 5 hours of progress is so detrimental to the game, and it would be just a super bad look for the release of Sailing. I think in their view, that's like absolute last case scenario, like absolutely last case. So I can't imagine a rollback happening. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
definitely
if they can
agree.
be on top of it, that makes sense.
I definitely agree that like when those like, I don't want to be at Jagex headquarters the day Sailing comes out. Good God! But I agree that when they get to work that morning, they're all going to go into an office and they're going to have a whiteboard, and whoever's up there, the Mod North, is that the CEO? He's going to pull out a Sharpie and he's going to write "no rollback" and underline it like 3 times. Like that is their number one goal, 100%, because it's a PR
In
nightmare.
Sharpie too. You
Yeah.
can't even wipe that off a
Yeah.
whiteboard.
It's just there forever. It's still there from the last update. But
No,
yeah,
they've
and I
been
know,
on
like,
a run. Yeah, sorry, go on.
yeah, well, I know that I remember No Monkey saying about the Doom. He had JMods messaging him like, "Hey, don't show." There was some glitch, and he said that he was getting messages saying, we can't fix this right now, but don't show this on stream. Don't do this method or you get banned." And I wonder if they'll do that kind of thing where if they're hitting up, content creators and saying like, "We don't want to roll back, but like, please don't show off this, abuse method or whatever, this glitch that's unintended." Maybe that could be a way around it, but I do agree that that will be their number one priority. But I'm still gonna stay with yes, because this is RuneScape and this is the biggest update ever, which means it's the biggest potential for calamity.
That's a good point.
I was just gonna say, like, they've been on like a generational run with their marketing and PR recently.
Dude,
So
that
yeah.
video,
hmm
the
Which one?
sailing music video, holy
Oh
shit,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
good.
That, and even like, like, dude, like the Alan Walker promo that they did for like that they got him to do at like Tomorrowland and stuff like that. Like they've been doing they've been like really like going hard trying to get like new players into the game, and it's worked. It's worked. Like look how many new
Yeah.
players have come in this past year. But yeah, I agree. Like that actually makes a lot of sense. I think they are like I think they are probably going to be a bit more on guard about making sure this all goes smoothly, just because there are so many people playing right now and they are like doing so well. So yeah, no, I could totally see that. But however, I don't know. I still feel like something's gonna happen.
I feel like the potential of a rollback is always there. Like everybody's saying, if they're on top of it, I think that's awesome. I just don't think like they're going to be there 24/7, especially in the off hours, because I think a lot of the jokes of the updates is like, oh, we gotta wait until they come into office at like 6 a.m. to actually do like an update or whatever. Because I don't know if they're gonna have people actually working like 24/7 from home for the release. I mean, I would hope that they could like fix any bugs or not impede people's experience with like trying it. But like knowing how much people are going to be grinding and stuff, like I could see some like potential downtime or like something getting taken back or whatever it is. But I definitely think their PR is to not make themselves look bad. So I agree. Like
Yeah.
I hope they don't roll back, but I think the potential is always there, just in case like I don't know, Rendy finds some like weird bug or something and makes a video about it because Sailing comes out. Like that could be pretty huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll see. This obviously we're recording Saturday, dropping it Monday. And then 2 days from now, it'll be sailing. So wishing you all the best on the seas, those listening, and you three included. And hopefully there isn't a rollback. We'll see. Bets have been placed, though. So whoever loses is not going to be on the next episode. So I'm sorry about that. No, I'm kidding. We will also have a Thanksgiving special. Share more. That's actually gonna be a banger because it's like the scare more, but share more, like Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. And
Did you just think of that?
I was actually thinking about this like with scare more. I think I was ideating it. Just wait. Actually, you know what? I'll just leak it right now for Christmas.
What about Christmas?
It's gonna
yeah,
be,
what are you
it's
gonna
gonna
do?
be Sae Moss. Because it's like Chris Moss, but Moss in Spanish is also
my
more.
God.
So it's like say it's like a double entendre. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like a double meaning. You know what the fuck
you
does
just say-
entendre mean?
Like Samus,
Like say mass, yeah. But like Moss, like MAS is more in Spanish.
Oh.
So it's kind of like say more, but it's also
Oh,
like
I
Chris Moss.
see.
You know what I mean?
This sounds like an ad for Taco Bell, man. Sponsor us, guys.
Wait, couldn't you
Say
couldn't you
Moss.
do slay? You could do slay more, like sleigh bells.
At first I was like SLAY, like what? But that actually does. That does roll off the tongue quite nicely. Slay more.
What would you do? What would you do for Valentine's Day?
Ooh, I haven't thought that far through. Let's see. Maybe the audience can think of something great for us. So, but yeah, share
man,
more.
shoot it in the comments.
Say
man.
Moss. I think it's cute. We'll see. Anyway, that is it for me. Any last words from you guys before we end?
Tune in
Love
to-
y'all. Love y'all.
I hope you guys have fun sailing, and I hope you guys all get the pet.
Amen. Yeah.
That's
Tune into the seaman streams. I'll be
Wait,
over there.
you're underneath Bunger Cheese. Seaman Blob. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Bunger
yeah,
Cheese, Seaman Blob.
Let me step out.
I
Let me
am
step
getting
out, yeah.
nauseous just saying these words. But
Wait,
that's
I'm
great.
curious how much XP I got doing this.
Kind of locked
today.
in. You got in early. We joined
Yeah.
late.
Yeah, I did. I did.
I
I'm
got
not
I
XP
got 12k fishing XP, and I was doing a lot of alks too.
I got 31.9k. Yeah.
I've had my
Chilling.
client open since I've been doing not winter Todd, sorry, since fishing Todd, so it's not accurate. But
Rip.
I got some XP, so that's how you know.
Hell yeah. All right, we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.